Good evening, guys.
Evening.
It is night and we're off schedule. It's Friday. So we're a little thrown off course, but that is all right. We're still here for you just one day late. I'm Dom.
I'm Jamie.
And welcome back to the cutting room floor today. As promised, and I know everybody probably thought we were going fraud, but we're not.
Yeah.
We're doing the entire series, Mad Max, and this is the final entry for now.
Yeah, hopefully there will be Wasteland. It's supposed to be the next one.
I'm down for Wasteland. Yeah. I am down for Wasteland. So we got Furiosa, 2024, directed by George Miller, brand spanking new, premiered at Cannes, and now it's in theaters every. Keep you short today, but we gonna talk about this thing a little bit. No questions. No recast. I know that's the fun stuff.
Yeah, but it wouldn't make any sense.
It's way too soon.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll come back and revisit this later and do it.
Yeah.
But
or recast it as like old if it was done.
Yeah, back in the 70s or something.
Or in the 80s, right after.
Yeah. Picked up after Thunderdome.
Yeah.
That would. See, don't get me thinking. Now, who would play Furiosa then?
Yeah, back then.
That's pretty tough.
Like Leah Thompson, maybe.
That would have been good.
Or a Phoebe Cates.
Yeah. Or what about the chick from Blade Runner?
Daryl Hannah?
No.
Sean Young. Yeah.
There we go, Sean Young.
Yeah. Or the one who played the other one, the stripper.
Oh yeah. Goddamn. What's her damn name?
She could be older. Furiosa.
Yeah, she was beating the shit out of fucking Harrison Ford.
Yeah, she was.
But I got Furiosa currently has, now this can change because it's still new, but it currently has a 7.9 on IMDb. Very good score. 90% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 3.9 on Letterboxd. So it's sitting on some pretty good scores. Not as good as Fury Road, but way better than Thunderdome.
Believe it or not, some of the pacing and the action reminded me of Thunderdome a little bit. Like it wasn't as kinetic, I think, as Fury Road. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Like
it was definitely better, but like the way I'm like, this kind of, it's not as like edge of your seat kind of stuff.
It's not. Fury Road is kind of like has your anxiety going crazy.
Yeah,
like it's pretty nonstop for like a good hour.
Yeah,
and the only break you really get is when they meet the ladies.
Yeah,
get that break for like 5-10 minutes, and then boom, you're right back into full-fledged action until the end.
Yeah,
which I like and don't like. But I definitely was appreciative of that little break when we got to actually stop driving for a minute and fucking chill out for a second.
Well, you got to look at the ladies too.
Yeah,
so it's like,
I was losing my mind.
Is this a mirage?
Yeah, I was losing my mind with them. I was like, but I mean, hey, it's packed with nice ladies. But
yes.
So Furiosa, what do you think of it?
I enjoyed it. I'm still kind of processing it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Chris Hemsworth in it.
Yes, he was hilarious.
And honestly, the young Furiosa, I thought she was great.
She was good.
She was good. I don't know, like Anya Taylor-Joy. Did you watch Emma?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of Emma?
I actually liked it a lot.
It's really good. Like her actual acting.
She's a great actress.
But this role, it's kind of like Tom Hardy in Fury Road. Like she didn't have much dialogue.
She didn't.
And it's more physical.
Yes.
And most of the time she's pretending to be male.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Because she has to. In order to protect herself.
To survive. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, it was weird because I'm not saying like she was misused. It's sort of like watching DiCaprio in
The Revenant
or Inception, because I haven't seen The Revenant, but in Inception,
this is definitely comparable to The Revenant. But he barely talks in there, and he's very physical.
But like seeing him as like for the first time for me anyway in Inception, like be physical,
pulling out guns.
Yeah.
I'm like Leonardo can run. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's like what the. So it seemed like. I know she had to get into the character, and she's replacing Charlize Theron, obviously, even though it's the character's younger. So I get that, but it seemed like there could have been. I could have honestly had like an extra half hour more of her. She doesn't come in older to like an hour in.
Yeah, I was like, bro, it's a minute before.
Yeah.
Jay, because I'm watching it and I'm like, I'm enjoying it, and I'm like, I'm like, yo, this show been on for like 40 minutes, and I
Yeah,
still ain't seen her. I'm like,
yeah.
yo, what the hell? I was
It's
like,
chapter 3 because it's 5 chapters.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
yo, she
so
comes in mad late.
yeah, it's like 2/5 of the film, she's not even in it.
But when she
But
comes,
yeah,
you
she's
feel
great.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
You
you
feel
do.
it.
So I did enjoy it. It's different. It's more like the first Mad Max where it's I mean all the stories are linear. All right.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
Good evening, guys.
Yeah, luckily we didn't say much.
Yeah, we didn't say much.
So,
Good evening, guys. I'm Dom.
I am Jamie.
And welcome back to the cutting room floor. Now, it's nighttime or a day off, but that's okay because we promised you we would finish the Mad Max saga, and we're here for you with a Furiosa review. Now, this review, we're not gonna outright spoil this thing. You know, we're gonna talk about it a little bit. We're not gonna have our normal format with questions and all that stuff. So sorry, guys. We know you love the recast, but no quotes, none of that. It's too new. Maybe later, but we are gonna have a little fun here. So this film, 2024, directed by George Miller, who I mean, hell, George Miller's hitting like a second stride, huh?
He is. He's 79, but like still
Still
kicking
killing it.
ass. Yeah.
So Furiosa, 7.9 on IMDb currently, 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.9 on Letterboxd. So we're looking at some nice scores here. This is pretty good. Um, Jamie, tell us what you thought of this film.
I I did enjoy it. I was just saying to you how I think because Anya Taylor Joy, like the top billed person, doesn't come in until like an hour in. I and she doesn't have much dialogue. It seems like a waste of her acting ability, even though there's a lot of physicality in the role, and that is acting. It's almost
Mhm.
like saying cheerleading isn't a sport.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah, so I feel bad saying that in a lot of ways, but it's like uh, having seen her, like I asked you if you watched Emma because I knew you were going to
Mm-hmm.
watch it.
Fire.
So like as an actress, she's great.
She is.
And so now it's like she's great in action roles too. So she's what, like 27, so she
Yeah,
might
young.
be unstoppable now moving forward.
Dude, that's what I was thinking. Like after the movie was over, I was like, yeah, she just proved to Hollywood that you can put her in anything now.
Yeah,
She's
she was
more
great
than
in New Mutants. You ever
yeah.
see New
No, I
Mutants?
didn't see it.
It's a terrible movie, but she
I
was
was like,
good.
it don't look that good, but
No, no,
she's good in everything she's in. Like I
yeah,
loved her in Last Night in Soho. Not a great film, but I loved her in it. You know, I like her though. I still think my favorite Anya Taylor Joy movie is like the one she kind of got known for, The Witch. You
I
ever
don't
see
know
it? Oh
if
my,
I've ever seen it.
it's an A24 movie.
Oh, okay,
It's a horror film. And it's fucking trippy, but it's great. I
that's
love it. It's a
wow.
weird one though. And then she went on that period piece run crazy.
Yeah.
Emma, the Queen's Gambit,
Oh
and
yeah,
all
the
that
chess
shit.
show.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Um, and and Emma, I thought she was great. And like you said, it's whatever Shakespeare play that
Oh no,
is,
it's a Jane
or
Austen
Jane
story.
Austen story.
That
The
Clueless was a
Clueless,
modern
yeah.
update.
I'm
So
like,
could you
it's
see the?
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, of course, Emma was Cher. Mia Goth was Ty. The ugly weird dude who like was the minister or whatever. He was Elton, and
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
All the characters. The weird guy was Paul Rudd's character, the dude with the terrible mutton chops.
Oh yes,
Um,
yeah.
but I thought all the actors in that were good. I love Mia Goth, love Anya Taylor. They were both great. It was nice to see them in a film together. But I feel what you're saying about ATJ.
Yeah.
But I think she was so fucking good, you forget she was only in the movie for half of it.
Well, I guess like you know 3/5 of it
Mhm.
because it is
Yeah,
split up in those
chapter.
5
But
chapters.
them last 2 chapters are definitely the longest ones.
Yes, yeah,
She was I was very impressed with her because, like I said, never really seen her do something this physical. Didn't know she had action chops. Didn't know if she could she's a tiny little girl.
yeah.
Didn't know if she could be physically intimidating, and be convincing that this girl is going hard as fuck. But she was, man. She was good.
Is she like as tall as Charlize Theron, or
She's 5'7", I think.
5'7"? How tall is? Because Charlize
Charlize
looks
probably
tall.
5'9" or 10. I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
because
yeah.
she
I'm
was a
like,
model, I think.
yeah.
Charlize, and you
Let's
have
see
to
how
be
tall
taller.
Charlize is. She gotta be up there.
Yeah,
But I mean,
because I could I could hear it in her voice, like she really sounded like Furiosa did in Fury Road.
she did. She definitely put her. She's 5'10", bro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
120 pounds? No way. It's so small.
Wait, who?
Charlize, that's what it said.
Wow,
I
wow.
feel like she probably was a little heavier than that now, I
Well,
would think.
because she's like, if I say bulked up, like she has a feminine shape
She
to her
does.
body.
Mm-hmm.
So you think 120 pounds would be more like, honestly, Anya Taylor Joy on a taller woman.
Yes.
You know, that
yes.
sort of like
I feel like
heroin
Joy
chic
probably
in a way.
weighs 120 pounds.
Yeah.
She's a tiny little one, but she's adorable, man. Like, and something about her is super cute. She's not like, oh my god, sexy or nothing like that. But
You like those big
about,
doe eyes.
I
or whatever.
do love her big doe eyes. She has this
Yeah.
interesting shaped face.
Yeah.
Everything about her look is very uniquely her, which I think it works for her. And she is super cute. Like, she was super cute in Emma. But
good costuming in
great.
it.
Oh, I think it won. I think it won Oscar for that. Possibly.
I believe it.
I think it did.
You know, I do enjoy period pieces.
You love them, bro.
Look,
listen, we know you love them.
The newest episode of Doctor Who was like a Regency era thing, so they kept mentioning Bridgerton because it was sort of like a Bridgerton episode of Doctor Who.
I just refuse to watch Bridgerton.
But if you
you love it.
If you watch, I believe it or not, the new season is pretty good.
But watching all the seasons.
But you have to see like the first two and Queen Charlotte to like appreciate like the background and what goes into like this season. I know it's terrible.
That's a lot of period piecing, bro.
It is a lot of period pieces. Look, dude, I stock up on like maxi pads and tampons.
I know
a lot of
do.
period
pieces.
A lot of it.
Oh, what is it? Playtex? You should
Yeah.
sponsor this man.
Well, actually, I think about like Paul McCartney. How is Paul McCartney in the 70s like a feminine hygiene product?
I don't know.
He was always with wings.
Yes, he
right?
was always with wings.
He was.
Fucking guy.
He was.
Guys, ignore this man. Don't laugh at that.
And that would be a period piece.
Yes, it would.
It would be.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. But anyway.
Yeah. So
Furiosa.
Yeah, Furiosa, which is also a period piece.
It is.
It's in a post-apocalyptic future.
Yeah, because we're like,
I believe because it's after Thunderdome.
I was like, it's got to be after Thunderdome. Obviously, at least 10, 15 years before Fury Road, I would think, right?
Well, I think that's when it at least starts, because there's one scene in it that sort of tells me the very end might be literally right before Fury Road.
Yeah, but it's like,
because I don't know. Remember the beginning of Fury Road? Was he pissing or what the hell was he doing?
I think
or just standing there. You know what I mean?
I thought he was.
I did too, but I'm like, there's no fluid, and then he just steps on that two-headed lizard and then eats it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but it's sort of, and in this film, you at least know definitively it is Australia.
It is definitely
you didn't
Australia.
you knew, but you didn't know.
Yeah. Well,
in the other ones.
Well, I feel like you had to just kind of assume it was Australia since all the other ones are.
Yeah.
So
but they actually show like in the beginning, like the world, and it's Australia, and it zooms in.
I'm watching mad Australian movies. Adventures Priscilla. That's Australian
that is
too.
Australian. Yeah.
Watching that,
Even though Terrence Stamp is
British. Right?
British, yeah.
So is
he's
Hugo
our Limey.
Weaving. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So is Hugo Weaving.
Is he British or is he like New Zealand or something? Because he was in like the Lord of the Rings movies.
He might be from New Zealand.
Yeah.
I thought he was fucking British.
Well, that's because you love V for Vendetta.
I was like, he's V, so he's always got my heart.
Yeah.
Bro. I was like, dude, after I watched Adventures of Priscilla, I was like, I'm gonna watch V for Vendetta soon. I was like,
what about he was Agent Smith too?
He was Mr.
Mr. Anderson. Yeah.
Dude, he had a lot of good.
He was
big
like the
roles,
franchise
bro.
king.
Yeah, I was like, he had a lot of big roles.
He was also the Red Skull in First Avenger.
He sure was. Damn.
Is that his daughter that acts now? Whose last name is Weaving? She's been in stuff.
She might be.
Yeah.
She might be. Shit.
Nepotism.
Yep.
Nepo baby.
A lot of these Nepo babies are working out. Like, what's her name?
Look, Jack Quaid is awesome.
Yeah, he's good. There's
Yeah.
some of them are like, yo, I'm like, all right, they're legit. Like
Yeah.
Jack Quaid is good. I like Dakota Johnson. Fucking
Oh, Madam Web.
yeah, yes. Let's exclude that one.
Okay,
But
I'm
yeah,
sorry, I'm
I
sorry.
like her though.
Yeah.
Of course, like
Sometimes you just need to keep the lights on, so you do
yes,
whatever.
absolutely. It's like
Yeah.
I like Laura Dern, you know, for an older one.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Laura Dern, one of her first films was I forget what it was, but it was Treat Williams and her it was based on a Joyce Carol Oates story that was actually based on a real serial killer.
Oh sheesh.
Yeah, and I read it in a lit class like 25 years ago, and I can't remember. Where Are You Going? Where Have You Been? Is the story. uh,
That is
Sweet
based on
Smooth Talk or
Smooth
Smooth
Talker.
Talker.
Never
It's
seen
it's
it.
one of those. It's like mid 80s. It's Treat Williams, and I think it's probably one of Laura Dern's first films.
Yeah, so that's probably that's before she got with David Lynch then.
Yeah,
'Cause, you know,
yeah, I
she did
think
a bunch
so.
of Lynch movies like in the late '80s and early '90s.
Is she still with Ben Harper? You know Ben Harper and the Innocent Criminals?
I have no
I
idea.
think they were together. Are you a
Wow.
Ben Harper fan?
No,
You never listened to Ben Harper?
no.
One of the best guitarists.
They're still together. They are.
Okay.
They are. I know that
Okay.
because I saw that
Yeah,
on the
Ben Harper
internet,
is
but
incredible.
I've never listened to them.
You never heard the song "Steal My Kisses"? I
No.
always have to steal my kisses from you. I'm terrible at
Ah,
singing.
I have heard that
Yeah,
song. Oh,
yeah,
that's Ben
that's
Harper.
that's
Okay.
probably his most famous song, but
Yeah.
he did a great live album, like Live from Mars or something, like 20 some years ago, where he does a really kick-ass he plays, like, steel guitar sometimes,
Mm.
and it's a Whole Lot of Love, amazing,
Mm.
amazing.
All right, Ben
Dude,
Harper.
brown dudes that play guitar, man. You
Hey,
got
they kill
Hendrix,
it.
Kravitz, and Ben
Yep.
Harper,
Hey.
and, Corey Glover from Living Color.
Oh,
Yeah, oh
they're
my god.
so good, bro.
Yeah.
I love and Living
Oh, wait,
Color,
Corey Glover
bro.
might be the lead singer. Vernon Reed
No,
is the guitarist.
love
Yeah, Vernon
that
Reed.
band. There's some good black bands out there.
Yeah,
Going
and
back to the Bad Brains is like my shit. You know,
ah,
some punk rock shit.
oh, what about Fishbone?
I don't even ever listen to them.
Anyway,
Anyway,
they do a good cover of Freddie's Dead, I think.
okay.
Because, you know, speaking of Superfly.
Superfly.
All right, sorry, a little aside.
Anywho.
Yeah, Laura Dern is good.
She is good.
And she was in newer Star Wars movies. So.
yeah, Laura Dern's a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
She's great. And then I like what's her name? Margaret Qualley. Andy McDowell's daughter. She's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
good. She's not as hot as her mom, but she's good.
And look, in Bottoms, Cindy Crawford's daughter was in it.
Oh my gosh, she is so fine, bro. Fucking Kaya Gerber, man. She is yeah, I like her. You know, I hope she gets a career. I think she actually said she's about to be in another movie. I'm like,
Really?
look at her. Look at her. So Furiosa.
Yes.
I thought this movie was awesome.
Yeah,
I did.
I wanted to ask your opinion because now that you've seen all the other four,
If I was gonna rank them,
yeah,
now
we
this
know
could
Road
be
Warrior's your
recent.
favorite.
Road Warrior absolutely sits
Yeah.
at the top of the mountain
Yes,
with no
yeah.
question. And I was watching a guy, a YouTuber I like. He was going over everything he watched this month. He watched all the fucking Mad Max, and he said he was like Road Warrior's next level. I was like,
Yeah.
see, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone knows the sauce.
But without that, Fury Road wouldn't have been any good, and it wouldn't have made any sense.
Yes, absolutely. Road Warrior sits at the top. I might have to put Furiosa at 2, and then Fury Road at a close third.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I know you like the first one, though, too.
I do like the first one. But I will say, after watching them all, if I was going to tell a 20-year-old kid to watch one of them, I wouldn't tell him to watch the first one. I would tell him to watch Fury Road, and then I'd tell him to go watch the other ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd be like, watch Fury Road first, see if you fuck with that. If you do, then dip your toes in. If you don't like Fury Road, might as well not even watch the other ones.
Yeah, because Furiosa is more like story driven.
It is very story driven. It's story driven. There's some good action in it too, but
it's great action.
it was very story driven. Like you got this like weird kind of like Chris Hemsworth's character is he's something else. His voice, the prosthetics, everything. Yeah. He's good, bro. I think at this point we got to start looking at Chris Hemsworth more serious.
Yeah. I think that's why he did it.
Yeah, I think he wanted to be. Yeah, he's like, because it did. You could tell it's him, but it don't look like him. His face was that. Those prosthetics really threw off his look.
Yeah,
but,
and the red hair.
And the red hair.
Hey, he had red hair.
He did. Hot. Yeah. I mean, it's Chris Hemsworth, dude. I'm like, shit, bro. Like, damn. I mean, it's fucking Thor, dude. That's a good looking dude. I think
Yeah.
anyone could see
Even with
that.
the prosthetics, it's
Yeah,
like
it's
it
like it's
wasn't
still
bad
Chris
looking.
Hemsworth.
Yeah.
No girl was like, oh my god, ill. They were like,
Yeah.
Chris.
Because it's not like they're hiding his body.
No, yeah, he's still
Yeah, he'd be a good Lord
shredded.
Humongous, is what I
He
was
he
thinking
would have been a good
for
humongous, and he
for
would have
our
brought some fucking.
recast.
He would have brought some great charisma to it
Yeah,
too.
even with the mask, because
Because
you
Chris
can
Hemsworth is
tell.
funny.
Yeah,
He's a goofball.
he is. I think Taika Waititi really brought it
He
out of him.
brought it out. He definitely
Yeah,
did.
in a great
In a
way.
good way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll even say, the motherfucker who directed Cabin in the Woods.
Oh,
He brought.
Drew Goddard, did he
I think
direct
that
it?
I think
I know he wrote it. I don't know if he directed it.
it probably was him. It was the same dude who directed Bad Times at El Royale.
I think it might be him. He
I think
did
it's him.
the first season of the Netflix Daredevil show.
I'm pretty sure it's him.
Yeah,
I think he started it, and I think like Taika Waititi blew it open.
yeah,
So, but Chris Hemsworth given truthfully one of his better performances here
yeah.
because he's in it more than Anya Taylor.
He is, and I wanted to ask you: do you think he is a villain?
And that was a good question. I thought about that for about
Really?
30 minutes after I watched it. Cause I'm like,
Yeah, because when he's talking at the end, you're
yes.
like,
And when he's like, we don't want to spoil it. So we're
yeah,
not going to say what he says, but he alludes to something that definitely is going to make you think. And you're like, well, shit.
yeah,
Like,
because
it's just a cycle starting over.
yeah, because like everyone in this wasteland, and you've seen it in the other Mad Max films, everyone is sort of the same because they all have the same backstory in a way, and I think that's what this film was showing with Furiosa, the similarities between her and Max,
Yes, absolutely.
especially with Jack. Whatever title they gave him, Jack, Jabba 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 Jack. I forget. It's I want to say proletariat, but I know that's not it. But it's something P something.
I don't remember.
But he was like what she was in Fury Road.
Mm-hmm.
You know, driving the war rig and everything, and then he says something really important to her about like I'll teach you everything you need to know about road
Road
war.
War.
And I was like,
I was like,
oh,
ooh.
Road
I
Warrior.
was like a little callback.
It,
Yeah.
but I thought then too, like that's what you've been saying about all these films. They're all about like vehicle
It's all
warfare,
vehicle warfare,
and
man.
someone finally fucking said it.
Yes. I was like, George Miller's like, should I just call it out finally?
Yeah. He's like, Dom wants me to.
He's like, yeah. He's like, this random black dude in Pennsylvania definitely. He called me out. I heard him say it, so F it, I'm gonna say it. Because I'm like, dude, I'm like every film except really Thunderdome is about vehicle warfare, which Thunderdome still has its vehicle warfare scene. It just sucks.
Yeah, it's not as
dude,
right.
Dude, when you watch the Road Warriors finale and then you watch Thunderdome's finale, you're like, bro, what happened here?
Yeah, I thought someone was supposed to get smashed by a semi.
Yeah, bro. I'm like,
because that's
always happened.
Yes,
I'm like, someone has to get. And you never see it coming.
No.
And it's just always like, oh man, that happened.
Yeah, yeah. And then suddenly it's like over because it's always like the big bad gets squashed by a semi.
Yep. Jeez. But how about homeboy who played Toe Cutter coming back?
Oh yeah, like in Fury Road?
Yeah. He's coming back again.
Well, it was a different actor.
Oh, was it? That wasn't him?
Yeah, because he died between
he
Fury
did?
Road.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
it was a
sad.
different actor.
I thought it was him.
They did a good
I
job.
was like, he looked just like
yeah,
that
they did a great
bro.
job making it look
that
like
guy.
him.
I was like, man, I feel like this dude actually became a better actor. So that makes a lot of sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Why I thought he was so good. Not that the other dude was bad. I'm just like, yo, this dude's really good as essentially Morton Joe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man.
Yeah, it was a different guy this time.
Well, they made him look just like.
They did, yeah.
And what I liked what they did with Morton Joe in this one, they kind of humanized him a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Even like what is it, Scrotus and Rectus or whatever, his sons, right? Isn't that their names? Yeah.
I laugh every time I hear it because I'm like, it's Scrotum and Rectum.
Yeah,
like,
it takes balls to name your kid Scrotus.
Yes, it takes balls to name your kid Scrotum.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be a pain in the ass to name your kid Rectus.
It would, but if you name your kid like Scrotus, like, weren't you a big fear that he would get sacked?
Yes, he would get sacked. Bro, oh my god, I've been skating and shit. I was listening I was listening to Nigel Houston interview today. He's like one of the best skateboarders in the world.
Okay.
And he was telling the story about how he was hitting this rail and he fucking racked himself and he split his ball sack open and had to get
Oh.
it fucking stitched. I was like, oh
Mm,
my
mm.
lord. Yeah, I was like, oh, you don't want to be Scrotus in that situation.
So here's just a quick aside. I just have a question. Do you wear a cup when you
I do
should
not.
you?
I should
Should you?
probably. No, it's gonna
Like
throw off all your leg motion. But
but like would that help if something
I
like that
mean,
would
if you
happen?
rack your nuts, hell
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna help, bro. I mean, shit. Because like
Yeah.
playing football, the cup came in handy, bro.
Yeah, I believe it.
Definitely did. A lot of you don't realize the areas you get hit when you're getting hit by someone.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
bro, you'd be shocked at how many times a shoulder pad goes in your nuts.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, but so I thought Immortan Joe was good.
Yeah.
Um,
And you're right, he became a better actor.
he did, but they humanized him in a way, and I'm not gonna say I felt empathy for him, but I feel like this movie gave me a deeper understanding of his thought process,
Yeah.
and I mean, he just want to be a father.
Yeah, especially when they show, like, that one birth, and you see
Mhm.
what the baby
And
looks
you're
like.
like, oh, that was
Yeah.
gross. That was disgusting.
But it makes more sense, like, his motivation in
Mhm.
Fury Road, like, why it's so important.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I think this film did a great job of prepping you for if say you were like, I want to watch him in time period order. So you're like, I'm gonna
Yes,
watch
yeah.
1 through 3, then watch Furiosa, and then watch Fury Road.
Yeah.
You watch Furiosa first. I think Fury Road will make so much more sense to you.
Does it help you to know that George Miller wrote this script before Fury Road? They just didn't film it before, because I
It
was
does.
reading
It makes sense.
that, like, Charlize actually read this script and was like, "Can we film this first?" And they wanted to do Fury Road first.
I think it was a better move to do Fury Road
Yeah, to
first.
kind of
To
reintroduce.
yes,
Yeah,
because
yeah, I believe so, but they probably could have filmed it right
they
after,
could have, yeah, be like, yo, yeah, be like,
you
yo,
know?
Charlize be like, just give me 2 checks and we're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, film them back to back,
Back to back.
like Lord of the Rings or
Yeah, because
every other thing.
they filmed all those, like, they just kept going,
Yeah,
right? They
yeah,
didn't stop.
and I guess they
Yeah,
did it with The Hobbit. Back to the Future 2 and 3, I think, were filmed back to
yeah,
back.
yeah. Because I remember, I think I was listening to Elijah Wood one day, and he was like, bro, it was crazy filming them fucking movies, bro. He's like, because we just was going, going,
Yeah,
going.
and you probably can't imagine in your head what it's gonna look like, 'cause if you're in front of a green
Yeah,
screen,
dude, and like
and
dailies
whatever.
ain't gonna show you shit.
Yeah,
Like it's
nothing,
like,
it's just me
okay,
standing
it's
in front
me
of a green
standing
screen.
there looking stupid.
Yeah.
I actually don't want to watch dailies. It's gonna discourage me.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. But yeah, so they could have did that, but I think this movie it was I may be overselling it, but I was fucking glued. I was
Really?
glued start to finish, dude. I thought it was really great. Like you said, I really liked Young Furiosa, and
Yeah,
it's nice to see why Furiosa in Fury Road is the way she is. You can see
yeah.
how she lost her arm and all that.
Yeah,
So,
and because she mentions how her mom died in Fury Road,
mhm,
so, I mean, that's not a spoiler if you've
it's
seen
not.
Fury Road. They
But to see
explain.
it happen was kind of wild, bro. It
Yeah,
was
and
fucked.
it's like that Wolverine cover,
Oh, dude,
right?
that cover is
Yeah,
badass, bro. I wish someone would make a skateboard graphic with that on it. I'd buy that shit
that'd be
quick. It'd be
incredible.
sick, dude.
But
That cover is sick.
they, and I think he was in Australia in the comic when they did it,
Crazy.
now that I think about it.
Hugh Jackman, Australian.
Hugh Jackman is
Oh, that's
Australian.
what I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
Perfect, makes sense. He was
It
meant to be.
it was.
He was meant to be.
So, I like how you see a little bit of the green place that she's searching for in Fury Road, so you
Hmm.
know it did
You know it
exist.
exists, and you know it's thriving for the
Yeah,
most part.
and it's pretty much like a more logical, Themyscira,
Hmm.
except, in Wonder Woman, there's, like, no men, but they have men there for obvious reasons. You need to
You gotta
procreate.
reproduce. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
So, it almost made more sense because it seemed like the women were it was matriarchal, that
mhm.
society, and obviously they were thriving, and, something went wrong.
Yeah, stuff
Yeah.
went wrong,
Yeah.
but I mean, dude, you get the action in this movie is I think it's A1 because
Yeah.
it's an action movie through and through. There's a couple parts where you're chilling out, but bro, there's a lot of action, even as young Furiosa. Like,
Yeah, because she goes through a lot in a short period
bro,
of time.
quick, bro. I mean, dude, she's getting chased. then she's held in captivity,
Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah.
Because it's like, because I was under the impression,
After a while,
and
it
I'm
seems like
trying
it's her
not to.
choice to stay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm trying not to spoil it, but like
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like after a while, I'm like, she's starting to like hanging with this guy. He
Yeah.
might be an asshole. It's like Stockholm syndrome, like.
So they say like the people that they never really say what her people are called,
Mm,
but they say that like may the stars be with you,
yeah, something like that.
and so is that like a
The
star map?
tattoos, yeah, I was like, this has it clearly was important to her.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm like, I'm not 100% sure what these tattoos are supposed to
yeah.
mean,
Because only
but it's
the
definitely telling her something.
because only the history men had tattoos or history women. Because the old woman in Fury Road had them too. She was a
Hmm.
history woman.
Smart woman,
Because they have the word burgers
Word for her.
as they call them. Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I
History
was
man, word burger, tears. Yeah,
history man.
yeah.
I still just think of Raggedy Man.
Oh yeah, Raggedy
The
Man.
Raggedy Man. I mean, she as young Furiosa, clearly you can see this girl's real smart.
Yeah.
I won't say she was fearless, but she was definitely not afraid of a lot.
She honestly seemed fearless, and I think her mom also showed that they had a lot more knowledge than you would think for a society that was like removed from the rest of the wasteland.
They
Because look,
were
she was
moving.
doing mechanic
She
stuff, and
was. I was like,
yeah,
yo, them chicks were out there. She blew that whistle. Them
yeah,
chicks was like,
the
hold on.
whistle.
Yeah, I was like, shoot, I need. That's like it's like an R word whistle.
So now you know where where whoever had that boot that Max came.
Hmm.
That whistle is from where
It's
the
yep,
green
yep. And I
place.
thought about it. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
that's the whistle
yeah.
from
Dude, if
Fury
Blaster would have been there,
Road.
he'd been like,
Yeah.
ah, ah.
Yo, he's like,
Yeah.
ah! Yo,
Yes.
See, you gotta watch Thunderdome to
Yeah.
understand this.
But so there are like so many callbacks though.
There's a lot, and I did like that. Like, and in Fury Road, you get a lot too,
Yeah.
and that's why I think I liked Fury Road a lot more on this
The
rewatch
rewatch, yeah.
because now seeing all of them, I'm like, oh, there's tons of callbacks in
Yeah.
here, and it makes you smile. It's some funny stuff. But there's a lot in here too, callbacks from the first few films and Fury Road. So if you're a Fury Road fan, I think if you like Fury Road, you're gonna like Furiosa. I won't say I like it as much. My personal opinion, I liked it more. Maybe it's because I love ATJ.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I love Chris Hemsworth, but I also do love Tom Hardy. Um, I think Tom Hardy has given the best performance of any character in a Mad Max movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, Chris Hemsworth is great, but yeah, I think
Tom Hardy was,
yeah,
dude, he was
he went
like,
super hard
he
in that
did.
movie.
He was scary. He was like, I don't know. He was everything you want in a Mad Max character, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he was just, dude, his looks, his emoting, he just looked evil and deranged, but still determined. And I don't even know. Tom Hardy's look. There's a reason he's Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
And then on a personal level, I'd have to say Anya Taylor Joy would be next up for me.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I thought she was fucking incredible. Like
I
giving us something we've never seen from her.
and I think also like as her part of the story progresses through those chapters, yeah, she becomes uh what happens to Max. She becomes a road
She
warrior.
does,
Is really
bro.
what is the best way to say it.
The way it ends is fucking gangster, bro.
Yeah.
It's. I think it's probably the best ending to a Mad Max movie besides Road Warrior. Um, dude, I
Yeah.
can't spoil it.
No,
I'm
you
not gonna
can't.
spoil it, but
You can't, but
dude, she goes out like a G. That's all I'm saying. She is hard, bro. And
yeah.
like,
And I like how the history man is kind of narrating it so
mhm.
like the other Mad Max films, it could be like just a legend, the legend of Furiosa, like apocryphal, like this is the story that's told, or it could actually be the history of. It's kind of like your choice at that
Yes, that's
point.
what I was thinking. I was like, you
Yeah,
kind of take it how you want it.
yeah,
Because I'll put it like this: like my friend, when I first saw Fury Road, I watched it with a friend. They hated it. they hated it more than I did.
Really?
I was like, you know, ain't the worst movie, but I'm like, I didn't love it. And they watched this one, was like, I thought it was great. I liked it a lot more than Fury Road. And I'm like,
Really?
interesting. Yep. And I was like, okay.
Is it because there was like more story?
That's what I
say?
think. I think that's what they were going off of. There was a lot more to connect to in this film.
Yeah,
The characters were
there is more emotional stuff. You see how damaged people are.
Yes. And you see, and I think I think it picks up in the main area Fury Road lacked character development.
Yeah, because we already knew Max.
We knew Max,
going in, especially after the other films.
And you don't know shit about Furiosa by the end of Mad Max, but by the end of Furiosa, you're like, okay, I love this character 20 times more than I did after watching Fury Road.
Now, is she a better character than Max? I wonder. Because they are very similar.
They're very similar. They both, all their road warrioring has all stemmed from loss.
Yeah.
They're both clearly really smart, badass, don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're resilient.
Yes.
Obviously, because they can survive in the wasteland.
They're both Tucos.
Yeah, they are Tucos. That's the best way to say it. Yep.
And they are extreme. They're the same person, just one. They got different stuff between.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, even though we know the actors didn't connect, you knew Max and Furiosa by the end of Fury Road. You knew they had an unspoken understanding of each other.
And you can see after watching Furiosa that she probably saw a lot of Jack, who was like her mentor. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think she was in love with him.
Yes. And that's, well, she definitely was.
Yeah.
You know, like, so, and damn, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Like, she definitely saw a lot of him and Max.
Yeah.
And probably why she was a little hesitant at first. But she's like,
because
after she's seen him in action, she's like, ooh, you remind me of my old baby.
Yeah. You know? But also then she might still be hesitant because, like, if you're close to me, this is what happens.
You're going, yep. I don't want you to get close. Yeah. That's why, you know, Max was like, all right, I'm out. She's like, although I don't want you to leave. Bye.
Yeah, for your safety.
Yep, scat.
Yes.
Scat.
Yep, scat. Come on now, get.
Yep, get. Come on now, get. I love when I hear like fucking rednecks say that shit. It's so funny. But yeah, I mean, they are very, very similar. They are cut from the exact same cloth.
They even kind of dressed the same.
Yeah, they did. They did. Especially like, she reminded me of like the classic Mad Max's Max. I love Dread. I got it on Blu-ray.
Karl Urban, man.
Karl Urban's awesome,
dude. And
Before the Boys, still going hard.
Yeah, and he was even good as he was McCoy in the Star Trek movies with Chris Pine.
Oh yeah, he is in there,
and he's incredible.
He's a decent voice actor too. He's done some voice acting work. You know,
he might be underrated.
I'm like, and he's having that like. Later in his career, like resurgence, you know,
because he was in like the Bourne Identity.
He's in a bunch of random shit.
I'm sorry, the Bourne Supremacy he was in because Identity was Clive Owen.
That was Clive Owen, and oh my god, I love the first one because that's the one where he fucking stabs the dude in the hand with the pen.
Yeah,
I love that one. Yeah, the Bourne Supremacy. That's the one with the chick from Run Lola Run.
Yeah,
and he's whipping the fucking stick shift, and he doesn't crash at all somehow.
Yeah,
I'm like, this car is a piece of shit. It wouldn't even shift into fourth gear. He had to like shove it into fourth. Yeah. He still was whipping that. Sorry, I love the Bourne.
No, it's okay, man. Paul Greengrass, when he took over with like Supremacy, because Doug Liman did a great job with the first one.
Yeah, he did. Which was like kind of out of his wheelhouse.
Yeah, it was because you had Go.
And, Go and like fucking Swingers.
And Go. Yeah,
comedy shit. I love both of them. Go is incredible too.
Yeah.
Have you seen Go?
Oh yeah. I saw it like after it came out, like back in '99.
Dude, all those guys pretty much had careers later. Yeah. Like, there's a bunch of random dudes. You're like, hey, I know this dude.
I think even in Swingers, because it was before Office Space. You had Ron Livingston.
Ron Livingston, Vince Vaughn, John Favreau. None of them dudes were nobodies.
Yeah, and even Heather Graham, like right before Boogie Nights.
That was before Boogie Nights. Yeah, she really Boogie Nights kind of put her on, really.
Yeah.
So, that was Ryman. Find some guys.
Yeah, and it's like, it was incredible. You're right.
Yeah, but...
Oh yeah. Anyway, Karl Urban.
Yeah, sorry. But anyway, Mad Max.
Yeah. So there's a lot of similarities between like, at least from what I've been reading of the early Mad Max stuff, like the first 2 years of it. Mm-hmm. I was reading the one story. It's called The Cursed Earth. Because you've obviously seen Dredd.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's in Mega City 1. Apparently. That's like the East Coast, and Mega City 2 is the West Coast.
Uh-huh.
And in this story, he has to go across the country where it's like whatever's left from, I guess, like the atomic bombs or whatever, and whoever survived, he has to get through there to get this vaccine to Mega City 2 because they can't fly it in because these people are, there's like a virus going around. Yeah. So it's like him and these other guys going through pretty much the wasteland of what's left and who they encounter. And it kind of reminds me of like the Mad Max movies. Only it came out before the Mad Max movies.
So maybe George Mills was what?
Yeah.
I'm sure he had
to read popular all over the world.
Yeah, but he had to read comics.
Yeah, because it was like 77 when Dredd came out, and this series, I think, started late 77 or early 78 in the book. So it's like, it's a great series, though.
Wait, so there's a Sylvester Stallone Dredd movie?
Yeah, Judge Dredd.
It's bad? I hear it's bad.
Okay, now, believe it or not, I did watch it. I watched that and Dredd a couple weeks ago when I was watching all the Mad Max stuff.
All right, so you recently saw it.
Yeah, and it's actually Rob Schneider's in it.
Rob Schneider is in it?
Schneider's in it.
Is he young?
Yeah, because it's from 95.
Yeah, I was like, that's a 90s boy, right? Okay.
Now, it's not as good as the Carl Urban Dredd, but it's
got a charm to it.
If you look at it as like a mid-90s action film, did you ever see like Demolition Man?
Yeah.
He and Wesley Snipes? Yes. It kind of reminds me more of like his character from Demolition Man than Judge Dredd, even though it's supposed to be Dredd.
Okay.
Only because Dredd never takes his helmet off.
Yeah, and I bet.
And Sylvester Stallone is like, this is my money maker.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, he barely wears his helmet.
You know he's one of the most ego-driven actors of all time. Yeah. So, of course.
So it's like, what the hell? But yeah, we'll, if we do Dredd, we'll have to watch that first just to be like.
To reference it.
Yeah. Like this was the first attempt, and that's why this one is so good.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but there's a lot of similarities. Like the Sons remind me of these people that they meet. They're kind of like hillbillies. They're in the '95 Dredd movie. Believe it or not, it's like a dad and his sons. But people, they're kind of like mutated because of the radiation and stuff.
Oh, these are some hills have eyes type of fuckers, dude.
They might have been, because that would have been after that film came out.
Yeah. But
it's like the one son is like, has like cybernetic implants and stuff. So he kind of reminds me of like Rectus.
Okay.
And like Scrotus would be like the other son. I mean, they're, like I said, they're kind of like hillbillies in Judge Dredd.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I see. I see like things in Furiosa and Mad Max that remind me of whatever groundwork like Pat Mills and John Wagner laid down in early Judge Dredd comics. But it's cool.
Well, look, we know that his kids are, if they were in today's society, they'd be some hillbilly type.
Yeah.
Especially how the one, we know what his intentions are.
Yes.
With Furiosa.
Yeah.
Because he's oddly the only one that figures it out. So I'll give him that credit.
Yeah.
He's the only one who was smart enough to realize, like, hey. He's But
yeah.
I mean, because all these guys.
Wait, does he though?
Right?
Yeah.
Did he just think he was kind of like him with a guy?
You're pretty scrawny.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're just like, you're the most feminine-like guy, so I'll take you.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense because we know George Mills is a big supporter of LGBT.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe he was like, we don't care. Love is love.
Yeah, and from what we know of, the Road Warrior, no one really cared or questioned.
No one at all.
It was kind of
I feel like there wasn't that much hetero love going on. There was far more homo love, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Only hetero love you see is Mel and his wife. And she dies.
And that's weird because, like, if you think about it logically, and this is like, no, not my opinion. I'm just looking at it logically.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that if people are trying to like repopulate after something catastrophic, they would be more focused on the hetero love just to repopulate.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're not, and I guess it's because they you can't. It seems like there's more men than women in this society anyway.
Way more.
Yeah.
I'm like, where are all the chicks? I mean, I'm these dudes. I'm like, y'all, all the chicks between 16 and 33, 34. We need to be putting them on a pedestal because they're gonna keep us running, bro. Like,
just ancient societies were that.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, all these young, like, what happened to the women?
Yeah,
because there's like none, especially in like No, in the first Mad
unanswered
Max,
question.
yeah,
right? That's probably the best
for real. Like
yeah.
the first Mad Max, you literally like have his wife, the old lady, and like that's it.
Oh, the one girl from that.
Oh, and the chick in the car with the dude. Yeah. She sucks for her. She was the cutest one.
Yeah.
And then
in Road Warrior, you have a couple people with the nomads.
You got the warrior woman was nice. And then you got a couple.
And the blonde with
the blonde with our boy.
The gyro captain.
The captain.
Yeah.
That one had the most women of all of them. And then, of course, Fury Road. And then, like, by the time you get to Fury Road, you're like, okay. And Morton Toe has all the chicks.
Yeah,
That's where they're at. Or they're old chicks somewhere in the desert.
Yeah, because where Furiosa came from, there were women. And it was, I think we already said, it's like a matriarchal society.
It is.
But even that collapsed because of the way, I guess, the environment. It's really the environment after whatever happened, because they never say specifically what it was. Like in the early 80s, it was probably like the gas crisis and nuclear whatever, because it was still during the Cold War. But now that it's, like 40 some years later, they could like retcon what the disaster could be. It could be, a superbug that wipes everybody out.
Yeah.
And nowadays, that could be the catastrophic event.
That's what seemed,
COVID-24.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy because in like 20, 30 years, we're going to have some deep sci-fi movies about shit we're living through right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of crazy to talk to the young folks about. Because, like, we watch this shit, and now, and a lot of the stuff is based on shit, when you were still pissing your diapers or not alive, and I wasn't even swimming in my dad's nuts yet. Yeah. So it's like, to us,
but
it's
true.
Shit's crazy.
Yeah.
But, we're going to be old enough at one point to be like, they're going to make a crazy 9/11 movie at one point.
Yeah.
And we're going to be like, damn, we're going to be like, I remember where I was. I was playing basketball on the court, about to win this game.
Were you?
And that fucking lady was like, oh, everyone get inside. I'm like, it's game point. She ran up, took that ball in my head. Everyone inside. I'm like,
really?
Oh, I was finally about to beat this kid. Never beat this kid in ball.
Wow.
Finally about to win. Bro,
so it was game like point. Morning recess or something?
It was afternoon recess.
Oh, afternoon recess.
Like, it was like noon or something.
Yeah.
This was when I was back home in the Midwest. So,
okay. Oh, yes.
Yeah, so this wasn't, it wasn't, I'm sure it was probably more dire here. Yeah. You're a lot closer to New York City.
Yeah.
Where I'm in the Midwest, we're a little bit ways out. But they still was like, hey, they can hit Chicago. You don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's true because it's a big city.
Big city. They're like, they're going to hit the Sears Tower. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, God. So I'm like, shoot, all I care about, I was in fourth grade. All I care about was winning that basketball game.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, it is crazy how these films do reflect on real events, but these two dudes, these two sons, I'm guessing they were the most successful, his most successful offsprings.
Yeah, because
which wasn't that successful.
Because in Fury Road, the little deformed one was his, but that was the one that I think had the brains, and I think that was the point of showing like, these two at least have like, well, definitely Rectus has like more brawn.
Yeah, he was husky,
but like. The brain, so I think Immortan Toe was trying to get offspring that has both.
Yes.
Instead of just one or the other.
He's like, just give me a regular kid.
Yeah, that's all I want.
Functional. He's like, he ain't got to be super jacked. He ain't got to be super smart. Can he just be normal?
Yeah.
Can this dude, like, just, I don't know.
Because it's about legacy.
Can he succeed me? You know what I mean? Yeah. He knew Rectus or Scrotum couldn't do it.
Yeah,
Scrotus.
Yeah. Scrotus didn't have the balls to do it.
He didn't have the balls.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm like, he knew they couldn't do it. He's like, they're fine as enforcers, but anything else, I'm good.
Scrotus used to play football. Did you know that?
Pro ball.
Well, the problem is he always got sacked.
Yes, he did. He was getting quarterback sacked all day long. And my dumbass was like, oh, he did? Oh, I know that. So yeah, these two fools. Well, which one was trying to
Rectus.
Essay her? Yeah, Rectus was trying to assault her, but she's way smarter than him.
Yes.
So she outsmarts him, and she's like, I'm out of here, essay.
And look, even the physicality of the young, because that's young Furiosa at the time. That girl. Great. And I think it says something about George Miller and Anya Taylor-Joy and the young girl who played her, like the transition is pretty smooth
Very.
between them. Like there must have been a lot, even though it's like the first two chapters she's young, and then your ATJ is the next three. Like it is almost seamless when the transition happens.
It works well because you're just wondering when it's going to happen because it takes so long.
Yeah.
But then when it does, you're like, I'm very convinced that this could have been this, because I think everyone said that it was a nice casting for young Furiosa, for young Furiosa.
Yes.
And
yeah.
ATJ, and she just, bro, when she comes in like a wrecking ball, man. She makes her presence felt real fast when she touches the screen finally. And bro, she's just going hard. She's smart. She's biding her time. She knows what to do.
I would almost want to see like her and Tom Hardy. Like if there's, because I know if they do another Mad Max, it's going to take place before Fury Road.
Mm-hmm.
But now that like Fury Road has been out, I'd like to see Anya Taylor-Joy play like an older Furiosa at some point. And she's her and Mad Max.
Young though, man.
She is, but
she's
makeup
dirty, yeah.
But makeup could make.
If we can de-age. We can age, yeah. Makeup could, yeah.
Because I want to see like her version. Because we know like how Charlize was with Mad Max or just Max.
Max, yeah.
But I'd like to see Tom Hardy and her together because they're both really good at what they do.
Very.
So,
and let's keep it real. You're like, man, you don't want to see Charlize again.
Well, her version of Furiosa was obviously the first, but it's like she's very masculine and militaristic.
Yeah.
Whereas you saw Anya Taylor-Joy, she was that way for a reason.
Yeah.
Whereas you didn't know.
Yeah. But now I think Anya Taylor's performance boosts Charlize.
Yes.
It does actually make it better.
Because apparently Charlize knew, like, read this script before.
So she knew what she was going to become. So, like, and like, bro, I know I sit here and, like, Charlize ain't my favorite actress. The bitch can act like a motherfucker. She's good. You know what I mean? She is good. She's good in Fury Road. And even watching it this last time around, I was like, she is good. But I'm sorry. It's fucking Tom Hardy's show, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
He murders that. Like, without that level of commitment he gave to Max, I just don't think the film works. I don't think Charlize was enough to save it. A lesser actor played Max, I don't think she was enough to save it. But I agree. I think I would like to see Anya and Tom just because I love Tom and I love Anya.
Yeah.
So it would just it's just like a fantasy. It's just a nice little fantasy to have and see them together. But it'd be cool if she popped up in the Fury Road prequel.
Yeah, because she would have been.
Why not?
She would have been her younger anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why not? So, and I know Charlize is like, so you're gonna get Tom again and not get me.
Yeah.
Look, y'all clearly can't be in the same room.
Yeah. So I wonder why. I mean, I read, and we talked about
there was a lot
last time, but it's like
I feel like her main issue was Tom Hardy was just showing up late to set everything, and it was pissing her off. Which I get. Yeah, which I get. But it sounded like she was like really like taking it to the next level on like how mad she was. Like even when he showed up, it's like, all right, yeah, I'm here. Let's get to work. But you want to sit here and like look, we already burnt enough time.
Yeah,
let's get to fucking work. You know what I mean? So, but the way this movie ends, I thought was quite brilliant.
Yeah, and we don't want to
spoil it. We're not going to spoil it. It's too brand new.
I think you're right because it gives you an idea of everything else that came before it, as far as like Mad Max, and because it's not really a spoiler because like the older Mad Max films, this one's narrated by like one of the history men. Yeah. Because remember, like Road Warrior was narrated. I don't think the first one was.
The first one was not.
No, but then from Road Warrior and even Beyond Thunderdome, they were narrated by people who were telling the stories of their experiences with Max.
We didn't need the narration in Thunderdome.
No,
we did not. It works in Road Warrior, especially because it's coming from the feral kid.
Yeah,
but and it works really well. I think it works the best in Furiosa.
Yeah,
because there is some context you need that's not shown, and it works. And like the narration at the very end is the best because like it makes your mind wonder a lot because you see something happen in a lot of different scenarios.
Yeah.
And you're like,
It's like Clue.
Yeah, it is like Clue.
It is like
Clue.
Yes.
You know, it gives you a whole bunch of ways this could have went.
Yeah.
And as a watcher, it kind of makes you like, well, I like this one the best. Or I like that one.
Yeah. It's like, which one do you want?
And I think
which is more satisfying to you as the viewer?
And I think the one they ultimately went with was most satisfying to me.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, yo, that's gangster. I was like, this. I'll put it like, all I'm going to say is this. I ain't going to spoil the end because this is not fair. All I'm going to say is this. Chris Hemsworth is a god on and off the screen. And ATJ is a badass on and off the screen. And George Miller has still fucking got it.
Yeah.
Like, if you are a Mad Max fan as a series, I do not think you'll be upset with this film. I think you'll enjoy it. I know Fury Road is everyone's Mad Max movie. In my personal, humble opinion, I would watch Furiosa again over this. The only reason I say that, though, or over Fury Road, the only reason I say that, though, is one, I'm a big ATJ fan. But two, this film had a personal touch to it, and it was a singular story that you could lock in on and really get invested in this character.
Yeah.
And really get invested in what she was doing and why she's the way she is and where she's going. And you want to know where she's going. You know where she's going because we've seen Fury Road.
Yeah,
but if you never, if you're like, I know a lot of people are like, I'm going to watch the Star Wars movies in chronological order. And, you know, if you do that, you're going to be like, yo, man, what the, man, hold on. And, like, if you watch these...
Obviously, Jar Jar Binks is the best character.
Best character, without question.
Well, we've talked about that before. In a way, an argument can be made.
Oh, bro, he's the first fully CGI character, bro. Listen, you may not like Jar Jar Binks from a cultural aspect, but from a technical standpoint, Jar Jar Binks is a triumph. Yeah. So he's a plus and a minus, whatever you want to call him.
You know what would be really ironic for, like, Pride Month? If C-3PO comes out as non-binary.
He should.
Just because how would he function if he's non-binary?
But I'll tell you what, C-3PO is definitely, like your daughter said, he's an interesting droid.
Is that what she said?
That's not what she said.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to repeat it here.
Wait, no. What did she say?
All right, bro. It was all right coming from her. I don't know if I...
okay.
You know what I mean? Because, you know...
I understand.
She's of that club.
Yeah.
And I ain't.
Yeah,
so...
I understand.
Even though the next film we're about to... I might slip up and say some things.
Okay.
But that's the power of editing. So...
Yes.
Let's wrap this thing up. So, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I suggest this film... If you're an action fan or a Mad Max fan, I would say go see it. I think it's worth the money.
Honestly, I agree, and I think it's even better than the first Mad Max for...
it's better than Mad Max 1.
Because you pointed out that it's a singular story about a singular character, whereas Mad Max, we talked about it before, we thought it was Goose's story.
I was like, bro, Goose is the main character.
Yeah.
A guy I watch, I think I was telling you about him, he watched all the Mad Maxes, and he was like, I do love the first one, but he's like, the shit don't get popping until the last 20 minutes, though.
Yeah, really. That's it.
He's like, but that 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But he's like, shit.
And that could have been, like, budgetary reasons.
Probably.
But still, like, I think this film focuses more on the main character, even though, like, Dementis is great because Chris Hemsworth is great.
Yes.
But he's not the main focus.
He's not. And
he's a catalyst.
He is. For a minute, though, but I will say, Chris Hemsworth had far more screen time than I expected him to.
He did.
He's in the whole fucking movie.
He's a very important part of the story.
He is. He's very, very... He shaped her childhood.
He did.
You know, so...
Yeah, and almost inadvertently.
Inadvertently.
It wasn't his choice.
It was not his choice, so...
Yeah.
So, real quick.
Yes.
Put them in order. Your Mad Max order from best to worst.
Best to worst.
Yeah.
I think it would be the same for you, but I might have Fury Road and Furiosa together because I think like Furiosa does enhance Fury Road.
It does.
So it would be like the Road Warrior, like Furiosa and Fury Road. But Furiosa would be first because you have to see it first.
Gotta watch it first, yes.
Yeah. And then it would obviously be Mad Max and then
Thunderdome.
Maybe Thunderdome.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Can we put a trailer we saw?
Yeah. like just show me the Tina Turner part.
Yeah.
Because she's honestly the best.
She's the best part of the film. She really is. She definitely. definitely is what makes the film worth watching.
Yeah.
So, yep, same order for me. I have to agree there. Same order. All right, grade.
Grade? Believe it or not, I'd say a solid like A or A minus.
I was gonna say A minus, 90%.
Yeah,
90%. Because I don't know, man. I was glued. I was watching this shit, and I was like I said, the only thing that made me wonder what time it was because of how long I didn't see Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been watching this for a second, bro. A lot has happened. But yeah, so
I think the only thing that I would have liked to see more of is if he would have tied like what Max was doing at that time.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, just even in like just bits and pieces, like not even like a full story because you know he's doing something.
He could have made Furiosa have visions of unknown guy doing things. Like he was having them weird visions in Fury Road.
Yeah.
He could have just flipped that.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even think of that. We need to call him.
Yeah, because it would have been a little bit of symmetry there.
Yeah. All right, well, shit. Go see this, guys. So, I am Dom.
I am Jamie.
This is the Cutting Room Floor.